Hey, Shalom, Akim Shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to start off by giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Chakurash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us this truth. A sincere Shalom to the hopeful elect that's out there listening, learning, and or teaching. Shalom. So yeah, they got this thing now, which they probably been had similar things, but they're saying that there's a breakthrough, right? It says breakthrough eye implant restores reading vision in blind patients. You see, this is part of those lying wonders, man. You see, where Esau thinks that he's as the Most High, and he wants people to come and worship him, man. And ultimately, this is all part of that agenda, that MOTB, which we know the MOTB is, that chip, that RFID chip that goes in the hand, and then the other one that goes in the brain, okay? Now they got one that goes in your eyeball. All right, hey, whatever these devils come up with next, man, I'm going to say it, just straight up. If they tell you to put a chip in your butt cheek or in your belly button or in your kneecap, hey, it don't matter, man. Don't take no chips on your body, man, just to be safe, because the scriptures tell us, okay, not to do it. So we supposed to listen to the Lord and fear the Lord rather than fearing man. All right? But let's get into this article real quick. It says a new eye implant paired with augmented reality glasses has allowed patients with previously untreatable blindness to read again. The results of a European clinical trial published in the New England Journal of Medicine show promising outcomes for individuals with geographic atrophy, a form of dry age-related macular degeneration. The trial involved 38 patients across 17 hospital sites in 5 countries, including the UK's Moorfield Eye Hospital and University College London, UCL. It says all participants had lost central vision in one eye due to geographic atrophy. So basically they can't see through the center of their eye. Okay, so maybe they could see, I believe that what that means is they could see the surroundings, but they can't see straight ahead, basically. All right. Let's go ahead and continue down. I wanted to get something here real quick. Yeah, it says the Prima chip works in combination with special augmented reality glasses. So you got to get a chip and wear special glasses. All right. And I was hearing somewhere else you got to have this computer on your belt buckle and all this bullshit. So they pretty much want people to be like cyborgs, man. This whole combining man with machine, yeah, learning to see again, and it's a whole process, yada yada yada. Y'all get the point. Let's watch a quick video on it and we'll get some precepts.
Now to some good news, because for the first time blind patients have been able to read again thanks to a microchip implanted.
And this is fair use for educational purposes only.
Back of the eye. A surgeon at Moorfields Eye Hospital in London, who led the pioneering treatment, says the results are, quote, astounding. Our medical editor, Fergus Walsh, has been to meet Sheila, who says the treatment has changed her life.
Sheila Irwin began losing her sight more than 30 years ago and is registered blind. This is what her world looks like due to a condition called dry age-related macular degeneration, or AMD.
Is it left now? Yeah, it says no, innit? That's it, yeah.
But everything changes when Sheila, who's 70, puts on these special glasses.
They docked at Byntor.
She can read again.
Next day.
For the first time in years. So how is this possible? This tiny microchip, as thin as a human hair, was implanted under Sheila's retina, Here you can see it in position at the back of her eye.
For company.
A camera in the glasses sends a video feed via infrared beam to the chip, which is enhanced by computer. The images on the left are the camera output. Those on the right are what Sheila sees.
Tin of tar paint. Out of this world. Amazing. One happy bunny. I could have cried when I looked, because I haven't seen letters for so long, and then I lit up a word, and it was overwhelming.
It's really made a tangible difference to your life.
A big difference entirely, because I read the Post, read books, do crosswords, Sudoku.
Did you ever imagine that you'd be able to read a book again?
Never. Never on your Nelly.
See, I'm just checking the macula. The chip's in an excellent position.
Moorfields Eye Hospital in London played a key role in the international trial. Of 32 blind patients given the implant, 27 were able to read again using their central vision.
So this is the first treatment that has been demonstrated to effectively give patients meaningful vision that they can use in their daily life, such as reading, writing. So I think this is a major advance. This is pioneering, and I think what you'll find with patients that it is life-changing.
There we go, Sheila.
Thank you.
The technology is not yet licensed or available on the NHS, but offers hope to thousands of patients with Sheila's form of dry AMD.
I'm going to turn off the lights now.
Thank you.
Yep.
H. N.
It takes concentration, but she's now able to read every letter on an eye chart. Sheila's delight at the new technology
Well done.
is plain to see.
Very impressive. Very good. Very.
Fergus Walsh, BBC News.
Yeah,
Imagine-
you can see right there, man. They gassing it up. They making it seem like it's the best thing since sliced bread, Yasharala. But don't none of you take that chip, man. I'm telling you. Hey, this devil cannot be trusted, man. Through the spirit, I want to grab that precept real quick. Give me 1 second. Gotta plug this in real quick. Let's get Sirach. I believe it's 12 and 10, Lord's will. Yeah. This is Sirach 12 and 10. It says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness, man. You see, you're not supposed to trust Esau in any way, shape, or form, man. All right? There's no reason to use, all these gadgets and all this technology. All right? Verse 11, though he humble himself. Now, of course, we got to use computers and cell phones and shit like that, man. But just putting shit on your body, that's where we draw the line, man. Because we know the scriptures tell us not to get a chip, right, embedded under your skin. And that's what this whole thing is going into, man. But he's framing it like it's for your benefit. Like this is the future, When if this man would stop poisoning the food, the water, the air, putting all these Jabberwockies in people when they're born, I think, newborns, they get like 30 Jabberwockies now, man. You know what I'm saying? All of them filled with heavy metals and all type of bullshit, DNA from fetuses and shit. You can look this stuff up, man. That's 100% fact. All right, and it fucks up your DNA. No wonder everybody has all these fucking problems, man. Blindness, autism, all this retarded shit, man. In a perfect world where the law, statutes, commandments of the Lord are mandated, all right, we wouldn't have all these fucking problems, man. All right. Verse 11, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt see that his rust has not been altogether wiped away. Right? Acting all humble like he's trying to help people. Oh, this poor old lady, let's help her receive her sight back with our technology, yada, yada, yada. Okay? But what are they really trying to do is really just a power move. It's just to get more power over the people, to corner people into a wall, right? Because he's the one that created all these problems. Then he's going to give you the solution. Why? So you got to go to him for everything, man. You want to be able to see? Hey, you got to adhere to our guidelines, or else we're going to turn your chip off now. You see? Or else you're not going to ever be able to get one in the first place. So on and so forth, man. All right, this is Sirach 12 and 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood, man. You see? Because this devil is a deceiver. He's a liar, man. All right, the scriptures call him that cunning hunter, man. You know, in order to hunt, you got to be deceptive and you got to be tricky and shit like that, man. And that's how he does, man. All right, this devil is a very cunning hunter, man. All right, and his goal is to fuck you jakes up, to put you back into hardcore bondage at the very fucking bottom, man. You know, we're already at the bottom, but he's going to want you at a whole nother level of the bottom, man. You know? And if the Lord, you know, allowed this devil to continue to rule forever, man, all right, we would be in such a poor, in such a terrible spot, man. All right, in such a horrible dystopia, you couldn't even imagine it, man. That's why the Lord has to come back to take this man out. You know, if this man was allowed to rule, he would destroy all life on earth, including himself. You know, wants to put chips in everything. You know, he's got all these satellites up there in the sky. Some of them have already broken, you know, bumped into each other, and now all these shards are flying around at, you know, tens of thousands of miles per hour. That's dangerous as hell. Now, if you want to go up there, you face the risk of getting hit by one of those shards and you dead pretty much, man. You know? This shit don't make sense, man. He's trashing the whole ocean, the world. All right? So this is the man we got to go to for everything. This is the man that's trying to help us with his capitalism and all this shit. Nah, man. You know? You jakes, it's time to wake the fuck up, man. That's why the scriptures call this man the wicked. You know, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, is the wicked. All right, this is 2 Thessalonians 2 and verse 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed. You see, that's the spirit, man. Esau is the wicked. All right, who is the wicked that is being revealed? Let's get it. Malachi chapter 4, verse 1. Like the scriptures say, precept upon precept, man. Or not 4 and 1, 1 and 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places, right? The subject here being Edom. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness. So Edom, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, is the border of wickedness. And the people against whom Yahweh hath indignation forever. The Lord is righteously angry against these so-called white people forever. Because why? They're the wicked, man. All right? And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. What is the Lord's mouthpiece? The prophets, man. This is Hebrews chapter 1, verse 1. Okay? The Most High, who at sundry times and in diverse manners spake in time past unto the fathers by the prophets. So Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai speaks through the mouth of his prophets, man. All right, that's the spirit of the Lord's mouth. All right, let's go back. Right, so through the mouth of his prophets, we out here prophesying and bringing out these lessons day in and day out, standing on the street corners, bringing out this truth, exposing the wicked works of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. So he's being consumed, man. All right, we're bringing out these reports against him, man. All right, and prophesying what's going to happen to him. What is his judgment for all the wickedness that he has done on the earth? You see? It says, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, man. That's that thermonuclear destruction of America, where 200 million nuclear missiles are going to land here and utterly destroy America off the face of the earth, man. That's going to be a very bright day, man. Not to mention, you're going to have also the chariots of the Lord shooting laser beams, man. It's going to be a very bright day, man. You see? Verse 9, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power, signs, and lying wonders, right? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man with their power, signs, and lying wonders, man. This is a lying wonder. You know, you get a fucking chip in your eyeball. You wear these fucking goofy ass glasses and carry a computer on your belt buckle. You know, hopefully nobody throws a glass of water in your face or you're fucked. You know, this is bullshit, man. How much he's gonna charge for this shit too? You know? And even if he gave it for free or paid you to get it, don't get it, Yasharala. Alright? Because now this man has technology in your eyeball. You know what I'm saying? He owns you now. He's got his mark underneath your skin. You see, this is idol worship. This is idolatry, man. You see? Because in the ancient world, there was an awl, an AUL, an awl, okay? Which if a servant wanted to be a servant forever under his master, okay, he would get an implant, what they call that, like an earring, on his ear, showing that the master owned him, like cattle, right? And the same thing with you people. If you get these chips in your body, you are now literally branded like a fucking cattle, man. You know? And I don't want to hear that shit about, oh well, they already following us around with the cell phone and the computers. Like, no, it's not the same, man. I could leave my cell phone at my house and go out and nobody will know where the fuck I'm at. But if you got this chip on you, man, everybody's gonna know where the fuck you at, man. You know? Yeah, man. But that's a lying wonder, man. It's not real, man. It's not real. All right? Yeah, fake wonders, man. There's a lot of examples of that, man. But that's a great example of a lying wonder, man. You know, these false, you know, it's like a miracle, man, but it's not. Because it's a lying wonder, man. All right? A true wonder is getting your actual eye restored, man. You know, those are the type of miracles that Yahushua was doing when he was on the earth. Those are the type of miracles that the apostles were doing back then, in the time of Acts. And it's the same power that was going to be given to us by the Ruach HaKodesh, right? Through Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, Bashem Ruach HaKodesh, all right? When all hell breaks loose, fully breaks loose, and the Lord's going to have to raise up a standard to keep us safe out here, man, because these devils are going to come down with incredible wrath, man. And right now, they're just pushing these different things to gain popularity, almost like that's basically what you saw was a commercial for this product, man. And, you know, like I said in one of my older videos, they're going to try to make you want it. They're going to try to get as many people to do this voluntarily as possible. That way, you know, the numbers are smaller. The people that they have to, you know, do it by force or do it by coercion and, you know, taking benefits away and cornering you into a wall. And then ultimately, you know, some of us going to have to be put to death. All right. He doesn't want to have to do that with everybody. So he's going to try to get a lot of you idiots out there to voluntarily take this technology in your body, man. All right. And you jakes out there that are blind or deaf or whatever, hey, don't take this shit, man. It doesn't matter, man. You got to suffer through it and just, you know, have faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. The Lord is going to restore your sight. The Lord is going to restore your hearing, your health, you know, everything, man. You know, they got all type of lying wonders. They had another one that they were saying like, oh, is a chip you put in your spine and it restores your ability to walk. All this shit, man. Fuck that, man. Just sit down on a wheelchair and just trust in the Lord, man. That's part of the suffering that we got to go through being in this truth, because, you know, it's just like the commandments, man. We got to give up certain things to be a part of this thing, to be, you know, Hebrew Israelites coming back to our heritage. We got to stop eating pork. We got to stop lining up our beard and our hairline and, you know, fucking, you have to give up a lot of things, man. You know, those are just two to name a few, but, you know, hey, if you can't walk in this life or can't see, don't take Esau's technology, man, because you're just going to end up getting a worse punishment than what you have, man. All right, but getting back to the point in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 And verse 10, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. Right, man. So these wicked of our people, they're gonna take these devices, man. And it's not just fucking recovery of sight and recovery of being able to walk and, you know, having a chip in your brain and using the internet and, you know, whatever. They're gonna have these chips for everything, man. You know, that's gonna be the new PlayStation 5. That's gonna be the new Xbox. That's gonna be the new gaming. You know, you're not gonna be able to game unless you have a chip. You know? And at that point, once people get those damn chips, that's where the game's gonna be, in your brain, in a freaking chip, man. You see? And all you people out there that that didn't receive this truth, you didn't want to believe in the testimony of Yahweh Shai, you didn't want to repent from your wicked ways, the Lord is gonna allow you to take this chip and destroy yourself. All right, it says, and for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. Right? That's why you wicked jakes don't want to repent. You want to keep doing this wicked bullshit we tell you not to do. And that's why you don't believe our testimony, man. But guess what? You're going to believe it on that day, man. You're going to believe it on that day, because the Lord controls all things. And you know, the Lord is the one who's basically going to make you take that chip. He's going to make you take that chip, and that chip is a mark for death, man, a mark for destruction, man. You know, all you people out here that get that mark going to be destroyed, man. All right, this is Revelation 13 and 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak. All right, and this image of this beast speaks through its philosophies, man. You know, lies, all these lies out here. You know, democracy, feminism, homosexuality. You know, basically the philosophy of a man and a man sleeping together, a woman and a woman sleeping together, right? Fucking, you know, capitalism, you know, this, all these different things that, you know, Babylon pushes on the whole world, but through their foreign policies and through their media, through Hollyweird, you know, through their pornographic, you know, industries, all these weird ass things they pushing on the whole world, man. That's how they push it, through their mediums, right? They're different, you know, Hollyweird and the news and all that shit, man. The different TV shows and blah blah blah, so on and so forth, through their wicked laws. Okay, like welfare, man. The government giving women free money to not have a man in the house. What kind of shit is that, man? You know, that's why the family unit's destroyed. That's why our neighborhoods are filled with crime, man, because the so-called white man fucking cultivated that type of shit. You see? And then he turns around and points the finger. That's that false accuser, man, that wicked. All right? All right, it says, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Right? If you don't obey or worship his philosophies of life, you know, by being into all this weird shit, guess what? He's going to cause you to die, man, through his social credit score system and this digital chip that he's going to put in you. All right. And if you don't do what you're supposed to according to his philosophies, guess what? They're going to kick you out of society. You won't be able to buy. You won't be able to sell. You won't be able to work. Okay. And that's going to cause you to be killed. They don't have to necessarily kill you physically. All right. They could kill you just by cutting your job off, man. You see, which they're doing that already in, what's that place called? In the UK. Hang on. In the UK, they're doing it to where the people that don't get digital IDs, they won't be able to work. I think it starts on 2026 in January. All right. So what does that mean? That means you're getting kicked out of society for not adhering to their digital ID, which the digital ID is not the MOTB, but it's a precursor to it. And ultimately, that's, like I said, Revelation 13 and 15. Hey, if you don't worship his philosophies, and one of his philosophies is get you for you to all to get under this new system, man, where they have complete and total control of you. If you don't adhere to that, guess what? You're gonna get kicked out of society. You're gonna be killed. All right. Ecclesiasticus 34 and 22. Right? Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach 34 and 22. He that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him, and he that defraudeth the labor of his hire is a bloodshedder. That's right, man. So it's basically murder to what Esau's doing, man. Cutting off your ability to work, you know. And for years, they've been making it difficult for Jake to get jobs. Now they're going to make it impossible, man. Or else, unless you take that chip. You see, don't none of you Jakes take that chip or, don't take no chips to be able to work, to be able to buy, to be able to sell. Fuck all that shit, man. You know? Trust in the Lord, man. The Lord will provide. We don't need Esau. We don't need him anymore, man. The Lord's got us, man. Right now, we got to go to him for jobs and, buy food and water and whatever. But, hey, when it comes time where this chip is mandated, the scriptures command us is at that point that we say, fuck this society. We completely step out on faith. It's going to take a lot of faith when they do this, man. All right, this is Revelation 13:16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. That's right, man. Whether you're small or great, man. Whether you're rich or poor, whether you're out here in the free world or you're held bond, maybe you're in prison, serving captivity somewhere. All right? In a prison or, whatever. To receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Right. Everybody's going to be forced to take this chip. And if you don't take it, you won't be able to do what? Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let he that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666, which is 666, right? And that's going to be on those chips, man, that they put in you people's hand, in you people's brains. All right, and those of you that take it, all right, we warning you now, man. You worried about food, you worried about survival, you worried about your kids, you worried about your girlfriend, you worried about your boyfriend, your husband, your wife, your family, whatever. Hey, what's coming to you if you take this chip is far worse than anything that Esau could do to you, man. You fear Esau? Nah. You ought to fear Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, man. The Lord could torture you in such a terrible way that you couldn't even fathom it, man. All right? The Lord is the Lord of spirits. Okay? The Father of spirits, man. All right, look at the life we're living now. We're in captivity. We've been in captivity after captivity after captivity, from one incarnation to the next incarnation to the next incarnation. Because why? All right, we sin against our power, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, the one who could destroy this body and our soul by putting us in another body in the next life where we got to suffer again, man. Like these people that are born blind, all fucked up. Who did that? The Lord did it, man. Esau can't do that shit. Esau can't put you in a body and make you born blind. But the Lord can. You see? And that's just a small example of what the Lord can do, man. These nuclear missiles that are going to land over here. Hey, the Spirit of the Lord is in them missiles, man. Them missiles are going to hit and they're going to burn everything up, man. And it's called the lake of fire, man. The Lord can make it to where you get tormented real slow in that fire, man. Right, don't be worrying about no fucking donuts and fucking pizzas and whatever the fuck y'all want to eat. Any type of food, really. Doesn't matter because, starvation is bad. But what's worse is the Lord fucking you up. And it's going to go into it right now. We're going to go into Revelations 14 and 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, right, which the beast is NATO and the EU, right, spearheaded by America, right, this revived ancient Roman Empire, right, Rome 2.0, and its philosophies and doctrines and all that, right, this beast. It says, and his image, okay, the image is those philosophies, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, right, that Neuralink brain chip, right, any eye chips, all right, the hand chip, okay, it says the same, right, those of you that take this chip shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. All right, y'all know those people that you offer them a shot and they can't handle it. They can't handle a shot by itself, so they gotta have that shot and they gotta mix it with orange juice. They gotta mix it with lemon juice or fruit punch or whatever the fuck, right? The Lord is gonna be like, nah, fuck that chaser. You gonna drink this shit straight from the bottle. Hey, let that be a metaphor so y'all could understand, man. Okay, this punishment that the Lord is gonna give you for taking this chip is not a watered down punishment. This is a very concentrated torment, torture that you're gonna receive for betraying Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Those, and we're only speaking to the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians. Hey, you other nations out there, y'all gonna take it anyway. You know what I mean? Only the elect of Yasharallah is gonna deny that chip, man. All right? But it says, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture, no chasers, right? Into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb, right? Because the angels are going to be up there in their chariots. Yahushua is going to be up there in the chariots, all right? The elect, those who get saved, are going to be up there in the chariots looking down on you people that took the chip. And y'all going to be on fire, roasting, all right? Like a burnt offering, man. Like a fucking those animals, they'll put them on a fucking skewers, and what they call that shit when you roast an animal, it don't matter. Y'all know what I mean, man. Somebody that's on fire is somebody that's not having a good time. Somebody's getting really, really tormented, man. That's why it says that word torment. All right, with fire and brimstone, right, and that's gonna be from that thermonuclear fire, man. All right, so when all hell break loose with these, which all hell's breaking loose now, but the point is when World War III fully goes nuclear after this chip is mandated, all right, what's gonna happen is these missiles are gonna get shot off over here to America and to the land of Israel over there. It's gonna wipe these places out, and it's gonna hit other places too. All right, but specifically, it's talking about here in America, man. Y'all that take these fucking chips, man, y'all gonna suffer that fire, man. But yeah, let's keep it going. Verse 11, and the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, right? A period of time. And they have no rest day nor night who worship the beast in his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High. And that's a commandment of the Most High. We are commanded not to take this chip in our right hand, in our left hand, in our forehead, anywhere in our body, man. Don't do it. You've been warned. And the faith of Yahushua, right? And what's the testimony of Yahushua? The spirit of prophecy, man. All right? The spirit of prophecy. All right? Let me get it real quick. Revelation 19 and 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushai. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahushai is the spirit of prophecy. And that's why we supposed to be focused on prophecies, man. When we out here in the highways, or, you know, even when we making videos, we always bringing out prophecy. We always standing upon our watch, warning our people about what's going to be happening, man. All right. Along with giving them the good news, man. The good news is if we endure to the end, okay, we'll be saved from this destruction and become joint heirs, joint rulers, king priests in the kingdom of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, ruling over this whole earth and all these nations, man. These same nations who banded together with Esau to chip us up, all right, to put us in hardcore bondage, man, to utterly keep us down forever. All right, so fuck these nations, fuck Esau, fuck their chip. All right, keep fighting for the Lord, man. All right, just like Yahushua fought for us, man, dying on the cross for our sins. All right, that was a horrible punishment right there, man. That was a horrible torment right there, man. Okay, so nothing Esau does to us is going to be as bad as what the Lord is going to do if you take that chip, Yasharallah. So yeah, don't do it. All right. With that, I pray this lesson was edifying to the hopeful elect. I want to finish by giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachakwarash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone and taught us his truth. And Shalom, Wa Abad Babal. Shalom.